As of recently, my partner and I separated. And I feel like it's harder for a person of color to put yourself into these positions. Hey guys, good evening. It's been a while since I've posted content on a regular basis. But as any other human being, we go through ups and downs and cycles in life. And so as of recently, my partner and I separated after 4.5 years. Now, nothing bad happened. We still love and respect each other. However, as a single father, I realized I do need a partner who is supportive and who has empathy for my situation, and who treats me with respect. And there were a few things that where we were just not aligned. And so we had tried for 4.5 years, which is 10% of my life. And I found that for myself, in order to operate the way I like to operate, and the way I like to feel, and the way I like to be treated, certain needs were not met. It was best for the two of us not to be together anymore. However, there's also been a lot of clarity for me. I have held various leadership positions, especially in commercial real estate, finance and commercial real estate, over the time of my life. And it is peculiar to me that I'm only half black. My mom was white and my father was Nigerian, so he was as dark as they come. And then my mom was a pretty white German lady. That oftentimes I was the only black person in a room networking with mainly men, but very few minorities. And so when I set out to do this channel, what actually triggered it was I have my real estate broker's license here in California. And during the day, I work as a wealth manager for Charles Schwab. So when I started with a company called TD Ameritrade, and when TD Ameritrade was acquired by Charles Schwab in October of 2020, one of the things that happened was that Charles Schwab has a requirement from a compliance standpoint that I may not do real estate deals as an outside business activity. So I just wanted to use my time in the evenings when I was not with my kids or my partner to do something that's meaningful to me. And when you start YouTube, I don't think anybody knows 100% what they want to do. But because of the messages you guys sent me and because of the intuition that I have, I am going to split my YouTube channel actually in two. I used to do business, personal development, and travel. But YouTube's algorithm seems to be slightly confused when you have too many topics when you're starting out. So I had various conversations with coaches who focus on YouTube and also friends who are other YouTubers. So I will split my channel into two. The first and most important is the topic that is near and dear to my heart, which is personal development, but for minorities. So I will talk about the lessons that I've learned in my professional career, but also in my career as a rapper in Germany. And before I was a rapper, I actually was an athlete. I played on the youth national team. And when I came to the United States, I wanted to have the opportunity to go to one of the top MBA programs. So I graduated with the highest GPA of, I think, 1,200 students. So I must have been close to that. I graduated summa cum laude with a 3.96 GPA. But I went to 5 different schools. I could have gone to Harvard, but my ex-wife did not want to move to the East Coast, so that was out. And I ended up going to a small liberal arts school called Claremont McKenna, which is a top 10 ranked liberal arts college here in Southern California. But I had a scholarship for philosophy. I studied econ because I wanted to have kids after I graduated. And I thought my job opportunities with a degree in philosophy wouldn't have been quite what I was looking for. And so I decided to study economics. The scholarship was gone, and I just didn't want to have any student loan debt because I grew up in Germany where people just don't, in general, have student loans. So long story short, I also didn't like living in LA County. I don't mind LA, but we lived on the far east end of LA in a town called Claremont. And my ex-wife at the time wasn't happy with her job. and we had lived in San Diego prior. So then we moved back to San Diego. I graduated from San Diego State. In that time, I joined the real estate club, and I learned a lot about real estate, and my interest was going into real estate from a more analytical standpoint rather than selling residential homes. And at the time, I had a feeling, because I had already invested in real estate with my ex-wife when I was in school, that we may be heading into an asset bubble. Obviously, I had no idea of the magnitude of things, but I felt like because I was going to have my first child, that I wanted a little bit more stability. So I looked for commercial real estate lending jobs. And through networking and talking to a lot of people and talking and interviewing with a lot of banks, I found a commercial, especially with a focus on apartment lending. So I found an outfit, first with Washington Mutual, which was then the biggest bank failure in US history. And JP Morgan Chase acquired Washington Mutual for pennies on the dollar. But long story short, I segued into commercial real estate as a lender. Now, in my function as a lender, I was almost always the only black person. I'm also a CCIM, which stands for Certified Commercial Investment Member. So once I had my designation, you typically need to take 4 classes, provide a portfolio of, I want to say at the time it was at least $20 million in transactions, and then you needed to do some extracurriculars like classes on ethics and so on and so forth. So once that was finished and I had that credential, I then decided, or I was asked to serve on the local board as a treasurer. And once you serve on a local board of a commercial real estate organization, oftentimes there are also national opportunities. So then in 2011, I did the J.W. Levine Leadership Program. Now, why am I telling you all of this? I'm just coming from an angle that even in this program, I was the only person of color. I believe we had about 20-25 people going through this leadership program, which was very interesting, and I made very good connection. Actually, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine, Shad Phipps, who is a commercial real estate broker in Columbus, Ohio, just visited me this weekend. So I got some really good long-term relationships out of it, but my life took a different trajectory and I started a startup in Germany. Long story short, I have been in various leadership functions here, and I feel like it's harder for a person of color to put yourself into these positions. And I feel like there are not that many mentors in the field who I could have reached out to, right? So the purpose of my channel then is, the number one purpose will be personal development for minorities, and I will talk about my experiences, but I will also bring on subject matter experts to the channel. One of the first interviews I'm going to release is from my friend, good friend, and you know, she's at times a mentor to me, and I think that's a two-way street, but her name is Jenny BRINKMANN. I have other interviews lined up, so I will bring you some interviews from thought leaders and experts in their field who are minorities, and sometimes also non-minorities, of course, because we can all learn from each other. And then I will also espouse, I guess, my personal ideas, some personal development, as I have already done on my channel. So that's that for my main channel. The second channel that I'm going to launch is going to be called something like Travel with Ace, where I periodically post my travel videos, because I really do enjoy traveling. I speak German fluently, English, and Spanish, and I understand a little bit of French, Italian. I can actually understand a decent amount of Portuguese as well. So the travel channel, I will update periodically as I travel, and I actually have quite a bit of content in the can, because I recently traveled to Europe, to Barcelona, Spain, and then to Lisboa, Portugal, which I think I have a lot of awesome videos for you. That's that in a nutshell. If you have any questions, concerns, or ideas for me that might help, you or my channel or the viewership in general, I would greatly appreciate it if you can leave that in the comments. And if you haven't already done so, please give your boy some support. Drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell, of course, as this will help me deliver fresh content and relevant content directly to your inbox. I really appreciate you guys. I hope you're having a wonderful day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you may be. And I will see you on the flip side. Peace.